Solving a quadratic equation using square root property, exact answers, basic. With this topic, I've gone ahead and provided a clip so that way we can make sure that we know how to enter the answers correctly into ALEKS. Also, we need to know what they're looking for. And so in this topic, they're wanting real numbers. Okay, so as we've been working on week 5, a lot of you have noticed we've been dealing with a lot of imaginary numbers, or numbers that included the I. Okay, so with this, they're wanting real numbers, no i's included at all. With that being said, we're going to look at this example. Now, of course, it's x squared equals 18. Now, in order to find this, we want to know what just x is. So in order to get x alone without the square, we would find the square root. Okay, so the square root basically cancels the square out, leaving us just x. And of course, if we do that on one side, we have to do that on the other. So we're going to do square root of 18. Now, they're wanting the real number answer, so of course you're going to use the calculator that I recommended, or if you didn't get that calculator, make sure that you go back and look on how to find the correct answer using the perfect squares. So in this case, if we were to use the perfect squares, it would be 9 and 2. And of course, the square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 2. Now, of course, what we haven't covered is with square roots, there's always the possibility of a negative answer and a positive answer. So let's look at a random example for us to understand. If we had 3 times 3, that would get us 9. If we had negative 3 times a negative 3, we'd get 9. So therefore, if we're looking for the square root of 9, well, one of our options is a positive 3, and one of our options is a negative 3. Well, the same thing happens when we have extra numbers included in this. And so one of our answers is going to be a positive, and our second answer is going to be a negative. So we need to make sure that we include both the positive and the negative answers. In order to do this, I would encourage you to click this first. Okay, so this way you have both boxes available to you. In your first one, you're going to go ahead and put your 3, select your radical button next, and put your square root, and then use your arrow keys on your keyboard to mouse over to the second box, or you can click on it, and then of course put your negative 3 square root of 2 in. Now, the only time that you would have no solution as an option is if, let's say, you had x squared equals negative 20. Okay, because when we go and we find the square root of both sides, well, we've got that negative underneath the radical. And if you remember from the previous topics that we've covered, that would become an I on the outside. And of course, we are looking for actual real numbers, not imaginary numbers. And so therefore, if you got something like this, for this topic, the answer would be no solution. Otherwise, you will have 2 solutions for every answer.